Hi, I'm Brandon Tester, Communications Director for Beaufort County, North Carolina. Here in Beaufort County, our 2025 property tax revaluation process is currently underway. Here's a look at what that'll mean for you. As part of the revaluation process, appraisers are conducting exterior walk-around inspections of properties all throughout the county. Their job is to verify and update the county's property records.
We have these things called property record cards, which means in our software that we use in office, we have all the information about the homes and the businesses in the county, the structures, the outbuildings, the land too. We have that data, and we want to make sure that data is correct. So going out there is in an effort to make sure that if it says you have a 40 by 20 garage, we want to make sure you don't actually have a 20 by 20 garage in our data, or vice versa for that matter.
Appraisers will always attempt to speak with the property owner upon arrival. If no one is available, the appraiser will leave an informational door hanger indicating that they've conducted the visit.
We try to position it in the door so that it does not blow away, because obviously out here in fields and things on waterfront and such like that, it could possibly blow away, and we are aware of that. But we try to either fold it up and put it directly in the handle or put it in the crease of the door just so the homeowner is able to actually get it successfully.
So what we then do with that data is there are three what we call approaches to value in our world. And what that means is you can look at a property, a parcel, and you can come up with what is the true value, which is what the statute requires we tax something at, and we can come up with that value one of three ways. The most common way is the sales approach, and I'll mention the other two. One is the income approach, and one is what they call the cost approach. But with residential houses, properties, we do the sales approach. And what that means is we want to find like properties that have sold. So you really get a couple different effects from visiting a property. One, we want to make sure that we have all these features accurate. So let's say for a moment that we're analyzing our data and we have a home that sold for $250,000 that is similar to yours, to your home or anybody's home for that matter. You know, it would be one thing to play apples to apples and say, wow, they're the same. This is worth $250,000. But there's more that goes into that. We look at the features themselves. We say, well, here's what homes with a garage like this sold for. Here's what this sold for. We also look at some data that we have access to from maybe the region sometimes to look at what it costs to build certain things, to make sure we have that cost element, to make sure we have what goes in to saying what is the value of that two-car garage? What does that add to your building? We see that these two houses were very similar, and one had a garage, one didn't, and it sold for a little more, and that's great. But the easiest way for us to do that is analyzing what those different parts of those properties are worth too, and really be able to build it in what we call a schedule of values. So the county has a schedule of values, and we are working on a new one for the next reval. And what that is a lot of things, but one thing it has in it is a list of the value of these parts that we're discussing. So let's jump ahead a little and say, we're 3 years after the reval, someone builds a garage. We're going to pick up that garage, and the dollar per square foot is roughly what we figured in the reval. State law wants us to use those values till the next reval. So we're basing all that on what we found in that reval period, by looking at those sales, by looking at the data from those sales, by looking at the characteristics from your property that may have sold, may have not, but analyzing that data and getting that. That's a pretty compact way to put that, but I mean that's in essence what we're doing in that process. We're utilizing, we're making sure that we understand any adjustments that need to be made. So what if this is built with a nicer material? We're looking at that cost of that material. We're looking at the value in the market of that, what it's selling for more. We're looking at those things. We do not visit interiors of homes. We don't go inside your home. It's not, the only time my staff ever go inside the home is when the home is being built. Normally, when it's being built, if we get a chance, we love to go in then, you know, when the builder's working on it, we see what's going on. And also, there are a few specific times if someone calls, we make an appointment, they really want us to see something, we may go 2 of us at a scheduled time. We may, in rare occasions, we may be able to make that work if there's no way around it. But we don't really go in homes. And why I stress that is, I mean, I've had people over the years working appeals and doing this kind of business that, I mean, you know, they've come and said, well, I wish you could see the inside. There's damage here, there's things here. We take, you know, take pictures. we love during the appeals, give us pictures. Show us the hole in the floor. Show us the lack of whatever. I mean, if you come to me and say, oh, there's damage in my house, and I go, okay, what kind? And you go, what's just damaged? I mean, how does that compare you versus the guy down the road? I don't know. You know, now if you come to me and you say, here's some pictures, here's some estimates for replacements and costs that I've got or something, I mean, it's going to be a lot easier to be able to take care of that problem if there is a problem at all.